What's going on, everybody? So, hopping back into my hero, and as I said in the Bakugo video, Kurashima was going to be the next character I was going to show off since he got a small buff in the patch notes, in the last patch notes. So, long story short, for his buff, they just simply buffed his beta damage a little bit. I think it went from like 130 to 140, I believe. And of course, that varies if you know you're the team that you're on either has a strike unit or don't have a strike unit, or if the team that you're fighting has a assault unit or not. So overall, they just gave a 10. They just gave a 10 damage increase to his skill. So, I'm gonna just go ahead and quickly explain what's going on in this game before I give my thoughts on it. Right now, just doing the same as usual. I'm looting up, trying to get all my skills up. Despite Kurashima getting the buff to his beta, I still try to max out his alpha because a lot of people don't be expecting a Kurashima to have a maxed out alpha, and it does a lot of damage if you get all the hits off on your opponent. And you could also use it to drag people into Storm if you're in the end game part of the circle. So, very useful skill to have maxed out in my opinion for movement and damage. Alright, so here are my thoughts when it comes to Kurashima's buff. I think that his buff was the right move. It was the right direction to take this character. Because in my honest opinion, Kurashima in my honest opinion should be a character who does a lot of damage in close quarters combat. And here's why I believe that. Kurashima has no projectiles or anything, and he doesn't have a whole lot of movement options. Like, besides, I would say, using his beta to get in the air and maybe his gamma if you're desperate, he doesn't have a whole lot of mobility. He can get around if you have a maxed out alpha, which is why I take priority in upgrading his alpha first. But besides that, he's kind of he's a character who lacks mobility. So with that, he lacks mobility and he lacks range. With that being the case, that's why I personally think that Kurashima should be one of those characters who is very, very strong in close combat. That's kind of his whole thing. Get up close and onslaught your enemies with straight up offense. So personally, that's why when they nerfed his beta a while back, although I understood why they nerfed it, I don't think they should have nerfed it as hard as they did. Because think about it like this. On one behalf, Kurashima isn't super hard to dodge. Like, depending on the circumstance, he can, rock you and do a lot of damage. I almost had a burp right there. Sorry about that. He can do a lot of damage, but it's like that's all he is. He is a close combat character. Any character with projectiles or range, I would say all you gotta do is be at least a mid-range fighter, and you could kite Kurashima and do big damage to him. So, with that being the case, I definitely feel like that this character should be someone who excels in close combat because that's all he has. It'd be different if he was somebody like, Deku, All Might, Bakugo, etc., who could excel in different avenues, or they could excel at different things. This character doesn't have the same luxury that those characters do. He has to be in close range to go ahead and fight off his enemies. So that's why I feel like he should be very powerful in that setting. So before, way back then in the previous seasons, his beta used to do 180 damage. Was that excessive? I think that's fair to say that's excessive because he has 3 charges of this thing no matter what. So 3 charges of 180, you get hit by, I'd say at least 2 of those, you're probably done. You're probably dead. And we're not even accepting the fact that he could use Alpha to chase you down and get 200 plus damage off, or the fact that he can use his gamma and get 190 to 210 off depending on the team setup. So it's he was doing too much damage. I think that's fair that they nerfed it down. What I didn't originally agree with was them nerfing down his beta to 120, 130. I think his beta at the very least should be, I won't say at most, let me say very least. At most, his beta should be doing I say 150. I think 150 is a fair number. Alright, even if you smack off 2, 3 of them, unless the person has no shield, you're not gonna automatically just 1-shot them, 2-shot them, or whatever. It's gonna take 3 to 4 shots to go ahead and take them out, which will still force the Kurashima to go and use his other skills. I think 150 will be a solid number if they were to make any other changes to his damage output. Yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, I like the direction that they took his buff, he definitely, I think, given the damage buff was a-okay, 100% fine. I think the other thing again, they should try to push Kirishima back towards being, a character who does mad damage in close combat. Like, look at that, 139. But yeah, Kirishima should do big damage in close combat. That's his whole thing. So with him having no range and very little mobility, I feel like they need to give him that. This awful one, man. I did not expect him to bring me in, but look at that, 139. I'm loving. I gotta admit, using Kirishima here, you feel the damage buff. You definitely feel it. Not Kurt, Ochako's like my biggest weakness. I don't know what it is. She's like my kryptonite for some reason. The fact that her gamma and then her combos from with her beta and her alpha just insane. So right here, almost got melted because everybody's fighting over here, and I'm pretty sure this Ochako ends up getting me eventually. I'm quite sure. Yep. He was on me. I had to call off my team. Like, I don't know what it is. Ochakos are difficult for me to fight against. If they're focusing me and they know what they're doing, they're incredibly hard to fight. I can't even. And then they just give her an HP buff. Oh gosh. But so that's my overall thoughts on Kirishima and his buff. You definitely feel the buff when you're playing as him and you're in the middle of combat. You feel it. And I think the opponent, your opponent, even notice it too. They notice like, oh wow, this is actually starting to hurt. they notice you're trying to do him build up big damage. So I definitely think that this buff was the right move for him, and hopefully they can continue to aim towards making this character dominant in close combat if they were to make any more alterations to his kit. So I don't know, like maybe hopefully do something with a little more special action, which I mean, like, I don't know what more you can really do with it, since now you can activate it whenever, no matter what level it's at, as long as it's not 0. He can still armor through a lot of things, but he can also still get knocked down by a lot of things. Look at that. That was 239, I think. That right there was 239. Like, goodness. I was mad. Like, so right here, I'm mad I couldn't catch that Denki right there. If I could have caught him, man. So, but yeah, so that's my overall thoughts. Kirishima, still a very powerful character in in close combat, and I hope that if the game were to make any more alterations to him, it would be helping him out in that aspect of him doing major damage in close combat. Because that's his whole thing. That's literally all he has. Very little mobility and no projectile. So I hope that if anything else will be done, that they continue to push Kirishima to being this strong powerhouse when it comes to fighting in close range. And that's really about it. I'm glad to go ahead and have another reason to go ahead and play Kirishima. He's one of my favorite characters because of how crazy enough how unique his playstyle is. Everybody, when they play this game, they want a character who has range and can shoot, projectiles like air blast and fireballs or AP shots, whatever the case may be, whatever character you play as. But they want a projectile that they can throw from a distance, where they can safely attack their opponent and not take damage. Kirishima, on the other hand, that's not his style, and I like that about him. I'm glad that he can go ahead and have a different playstyle compared to other characters. Realistically speaking, I really wish that this game would make characters especially strong in one specific category, so that everybody has something unique to their own style, to their own play style. I feel like that would be really nice, but hey, maybe I'm asking for too much. Hopefully they will eventually get to that. So I also want to go ahead and talk about that I mentioned in the intro and on the title that I wanted to talk about my channel. I'm gonna save that for the next fight if that intrigues you or that interests you about what I mean when I'm saying let's talk about my channel. But I want to talk about my channel, the direction that it's going in, where I'm currently at in terms of subscribers and stuff like that, and what type of content I want to go ahead and make. My Hero will still be a part of it. Don't worry, I know a lot of you guys are subscribing because I'm posting a lot of My Hero stuff. But I also just would like to, do more than My Hero. But I'll get more into that, in the next match. I'd also like to mention that I plan to do some horror games too in October, but I'll save that for the next match to go and talk about. Let's focus on this match right here and see how this plays out. So now we're chasing out his overhaul. He used that attack up, but I'll still able to catch him with Alpha. Yeah, Kirishima's Alpha. People highly underestimate his Alpha, and it just, the damage on that is mean. So I had to go back up there to finish off Toga because I didn't know I originally downed her, but I noticed she was down. I didn't really. I noticed she was down. I didn't notice any movement from her. I was like, okay, where's the Toga at? So I had to go back around and look to see like what happened. So now we're fighting this twice, which I think okay, he didn't get down right there. Plus chaos. So yeah, so now he's trying to get away. Ooh, he is running. So yeah, so prime example right here. Yeah, it's like I will admit Kirishima does have great, chase game, late game, but early game it's kind of like, I guess. So Genki here, and let's look at this. Oh, Toga saved him. I thought I was about to build the full 200 plus damage, but Toga saved him right there. So yeah, Kirishima's a great counter for Denki because as long as you're playing Kirishima and you can activate your move first, you can just straight up armor through most people's moves. It's really great. Now I'm trying to catch this Toga. Doppy went down. But yeah, I say this is a pretty solid game. And although I didn't prioritize the beta, you definitely notice the damage difference, and you definitely notice that my enemies, as they get hit with my beta, they also notice the damage increase, if you know. So then they're immediately ready to run or to move and stuff like that. So one thing else I often notice with a lot of players, and this is good on y'all's end, because that means that y'all learning how to play around the characters. Y'all are understanding to go ahead and how to use your iframes to get around a character's attacks, which that's wonderful. That's great because against Kirishima, you want to rarely ever like rebound against a Kirishima or an example a Strike Dabi. You rarely ever want to rebound against them. It's definitely very situational. Because the moment you rebound is the moment that both of those characters are going to take that opportunity of you rebounding to attack you again. So it's like, definitely make sure you prioritize using your iframes to get out of very tough situations. So that's something I noticed. Because usually what I do is, I typically use beta as my main type of attack. I probably go with like 1 or 2 betas, and then I might switch it up into a gamma or an alpha, depending on the situation. Is my opponent right next to me, or are they super far away from me? If they're right next to me, I'm going to go into a gamma, especially if it's like level 7+, because then the shockwave on it is very huge, the AoE hit. Or I'll go ahead and go into an alpha if they're mid to long range, so I can cut that distance down and chase them down. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Toga went ahead and went down to the storm, which is so disappointing. I was like, no! That was such a lame way to end the match. But, so yeah, so there goes the first match. But yeah. And then people, like I was saying, people are really using their iframes to get around my attacks, and that's really good. Make sure you properly use your iframes. Definitely helps in getting out of tough situations. So, in this next match coming up, we're going to talk more about my channel, and I believe I got a couple of 1v3 matches coming up, so let's go. Here we go, hopping into the next match on the old map, and I'm being real with you. I thought this Mirio was going to straight up just start, throwing hands with me, because that's what Mirios usually do. A lot of Mirios are convinced that they are invincible, so they take the fight with you no matter what. It could be 1v2, 1v3, 1v6, and they will still throw hands with you. And it's just like, so I was expecting that Mirio to be 100% ready to just, throw hands with me, because they would probably think they would have the advantage against a Kirishima, which, depending on the circumstance, yeah, they totally would. But also, depending on the circumstance, I would have an advantage against them playing as Kirishima with, his shockwaves, his beta, and his alpha doing major damage. But he chose to run it off, so I'm cool with that. Gives me time to go ahead and loot up. So here we are with a team of Overhaul and Ida. I think for the most part, for the beginning of this match, it's going to be my usual strat. Avoid fighting if possible, get items, then go fight. I'm always going to recommend that because lack of items can 100% lead to your downfall in these matches. If you get no items, it's just very tough, honestly. So, while I have you guys here, and while I am getting loot, right here with my team, it'd be a perfect time for me to talk about my YouTube channel and everything. So, if you made it to this point, truly appreciate you. I'm glad to hear that. And here's what I, got on my mind and what I want to talk about. So, my channel is approaching, surprisingly, 200 subscribers. As I'm recording this, I'm like 20 subscribers away from 200. I'll say 20 or 23. It's one of those two. And honestly, I am beyond, shocked, honestly. Because we just hit 100, like, I should probably say 2 weeks ago. maybe 3 weeks ago. So I wasn't expecting to get, another almost 100 in another month. I didn't really expect that. So for those of you who've been subscribing, who've been checking into my content, hey, I truly appreciate you and I thank you so much because I can't really do this without y'all's support. So the fact that y'all are sticking around and actually checking out my content, I truly appreciate that. You really have no idea. I don't think there's anything I can do right now or say while I'm recording this to truly express how grateful I am to you guys for supporting me. So the way I want to go ahead and take my channel, since I know a lot of you guys are subscribing because of my My Hero content, I am going to continue to post My Hero. Unless this game just, unless I get burnt out on this game, or they take they take the direction of the game in a very bad direction to where I just can't support it no more, I plan to continue to go ahead and support this game. I'm a die-hard fan of My Hero. I still love playing this game. It's still super fun for me to play. So I still plan to go ahead and post this, put out content, and support this game. As long as they, don't just get crazy and just do something like, ridiculous. Which I gotta admit, dude, the deck remake was ridiculous. I can't stand when I'm going to do that. I'm probably gonna do that next too. But I still plan to play this game, and still plan to go ahead and post out content on it. So for those of you who definitely subscribe for my Hero content, this game's not going anywhere anytime soon. Literally, the game would have to pretty much kill itself, or just do something absolutely heinous in terms of its gameplay for me to be like, I can't support this game now. But I do want to go ahead and play other games though, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but My Hero / anime isn't the only thing I'm into. I'm into stuff like wrestling, which this next one will be anime related. Dragon Ball, which I plan to do like Sparking Zero when that comes out. I plan to go ahead and do Sparking Zero videos. Let that be a good way for me to go ahead and get my channel out there. I want to do I want to do more content than just simply My Hero. I don't want to be known as only the My Hero guy. You already got a My Hero Taz, okay? And shout out to him and everything, but that's not what I want to be. I want to be known for more than just simply, My Hero Academia. I want to be able to go and play multiple games and know that you guys will be interested in it. So I will be eventually trying, to play more games on the channel. And the only thing I can ask from you guys who are, at this point in the video, I would like to ask you guys to simply give it a try. Give my videos a chance. See if you'll be interested, or if you are interested, let me know. If you have any game recommendations that y'all would like for me to play, please let me know in the comments. Give me recommendations. I would love to go ahead and try out some games from you guys if you have any recommendations. But yeah, your Rosie. Goodness gracious, her and her cannons. And then compress. But yeah, if y'all have any recommendations, please tell me. I would 100% be willing to go ahead and try out whatever y'all recommend. I also would like to mention that October is slowly but surely approaching. It is still August, but I'm right now making a list of horror games right now that I want to play, because I want to play some horror games for October. I still haven't decided a catchy name for the month of October. I'm still gonna come up with that. If y'all got recommendations, please give me recommendations, because I got none on the dome right now. I got no idea what to go ahead and what to name the month of October for my channel. But I want it to be centered around horror games though. So I already have it mapped out. I just need to continue looking around, deciding, and finding out what name sounds catchy for for October. I'll come up with something. So I just want to let y'all know that that's what I have planned for my channel. I want to do more than just simply My Hero, and I plan to. And the only thing I can ask from you guys is to at least give it a shot, give it a try, and let's see how it does. Let's see how it does. And again, for October, I plan to do horror games for the month of October. That and Sparking Zero, because that's when Sparking Zero releases. And that's really about it. I plan to keep on going on with this YouTube stuff, because I'm actually having a lot of fun with this and being able to interact with you guys. It's a lot of fun, honestly. This Deku. You need to aim better, bud. Honestly, he should have gotten me there. He should have got me there, but I guess my dodging skills were on point. Knock him out of the air. But yeah, so that's really all that I have to say for the topic about my channel. I want to go ahead and do. I want to do more than just simply my hero. So I'm going to just please give it a chance. Give me a chance to go and see how that'll do on my channel. Give me recommendations if whatever I pick isn't to your interest, and yeah, if you're looking forward to the horror games, in the future, which at the time I'm recording this, month and a half or so, shoot, let me know. I'll be glad to hear. It would inspire me more, motivate me more to go ahead and put work towards that stuff, because I already got like intro decided for that month. Or I haven't decided the name, of course, still deciding on that, and I already got a couple games in mind. So again, recommendations. Let me know if you're excited for that. And this is just gonna be the general direction I plan to take my channel. It'll be more than just simply my hero. Hopefully y'all are cool with that, and hopefully y'all stick around. With all that being said, I feel like I'm just talking up a storm. Let's focus back on this match, which we're just about at endgame. 1 minute off from endgame. Well, 40 seconds to be exact. I wanted to catch this Mirio, because oh my god, as I said, Mirios, they're annoying, they think they're invincible, and it's like, bud, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna do it again. I wish he stayed, but somehow he got away. I would have thought he would have still been on the slide, so I'm looking around on the slide like, where's Mirio at? Because we gotta finish this match. The entire hit and run tactics, and he somehow made it up there. I'm like, how in the world? I got my head to the side and everything. Like, how did Mirio get on that mountain? And it's just wild to me. But yeah, we have 6 teams, and it's 3 seconds, so the circle closes to endgame. Like, how in the world? Like, I need to ask you guys, that are just watching this, or y'all might be in my games or whatever. What are y'all doing for the majority of this match? And you're probably thinking, oh, we're just looting up and stuff. And I get that. Trust me, I really do. If I knew that was always the case, I wouldn't be tripping about it. You guys, a lot of times, are on my team's butt. Like, I kid you not. Y'all hunt us down like we stole money from you. Y'all hunt us down like I don't know. I don't have a metaphor to help explain how insane y'all be on our tail sometimes. So I'm like, if y'all are that aggressive on my tail, trying to take me out the game and everything, trying to take my team out the game and everything, why are there still 6 teams left this close to the end? Like, why? Why are there so many people? Like, a lot of you are so aggressive chasing down my team that it makes no sense. It genuinely makes no sense. Y'all are so freaking aggressive where it doesn't make any sense to me why there are still like 6 to 8 teams by the time we get to this point in the game. It's like, no, that's insane. Like, it's bonkers. Because then now it's just absolute mayhem. It's absolute Armageddon now. Everybody's just throwing attacks and trying to hope to get a down somewhere. Mirio just kicked me right there. I can't stand Mirio. Ugh. But it's like, if y'all had this type of aggression, why are there still so many teams at this point in the game? It's beyond me. So, sadly, both of my teammates end up going down. I just had to back up to go and take this time to heal. Yeah, see, even my overhaul is like, it's too many. Yeah, it's too many people. Why are there generally this many people this close to the end, like this close to end game? Like, I would expect, like, 4 teams, 3 teams. But, like, we just now cut it down to 4. Like, that's wild. That is insane. So, throughout all of this, fighting that's going on, I couldn't get my player's chips. Or maybe I could have, and I just missed the opportunity. But I was focused on my survival because I had both Toga and Bakugo on me right there. Toga took Strike Deku's quirk. And then Mirio is also coming in my general direction. Mount Lady decided to go giant and start stomping around. I was like, nah, I can't fight all that right now. So I had to leave the area or me and my team wouldn't have even made it this far in the first place. Like, look at that, man. 2 KOs, 2 KO assists, and 4,200 damage. Here go Mirio. Like, that's annoying. Like, see, that right there is annoying. I try to hit you, and the first thing you do is you go inside the wall so I can't attack you. Oh, like, some of you Mirio players, man, y'all are annoying and y'all know it. I can't with you guys. But the messed up thing is, I know that if I got the character, I'll be doing the same exact stuff. I can't even, it's like, man. So, yeah, Yorozu started attacking me. So I take this opportunity to go and send her into the storm and to take her down. I run on the outside in hopes of avoiding her cannons, because her cannons would have just killed me right there if I didn't. So I run over here, I start healing, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I get another little visitor. And he's low on health too, so I don't know why bro came over to attack me. So that happened. I take down the Yajirozu, almost 5k damage. I gotta admit, him getting the damage buff on his beta makes it. I gotta admit, it's one of the reasons why my damage is as high as it is. Not of course, it has something to do with me going around and fighting everybody that I see. You know, throwing punches at any chance that I get. But the damage buff to his beta definitely helped. You know, contribute to my overall damage. So I wanted to grab my player's chips, but they're so far in the storm that it would practically be a death sentence by this point to go out there and grab it. I'm pretty sure I still make an attempt to go get it anyways, but then I realized like, nah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, and I try focusing on this other team. Yeah, it is doing 20. I believe that was 23. It's doing 23 damage per tick. That would ate away at my health. And then a team of Mount Lady. I'm pretty sure it's compressed. Yeah, there goes compressed. And yeah, Rosie's back. I didn't realize she came back. So yeah, so a team of these guys, it just wouldn't have been good. And here's where one of these legendary 1v3 battles begin. I got 4 people viewing me, so 2 people besides my team, of course. And yeah, I'm just getting likes. I mean, I'm just getting so many likes, which I appreciate the support. I appreciate y'all cheering me on. It definitely helped me get my plus ultra. Cheering on your teammates, it does kind of link to to the person's plus ultra. I think it's like every like 10 freaking likes or something. It's like 1% or something like that. So I thank these guys for that because I think my plus ultra, I was able to put up a much better fight here because of it. So compress uses iframes right there to avoid getting hit by my gamma. Smart move. I missed hitting my lady right there, which definitely hurt. Yeah, Rosie knocked me out of both my skills. Yeah, this is just a tough match overall, and I still say I'm putting up a wonderful fight, especially with Kurashima, mind you. It's not like I have projectiles to go ahead and try to attack these guys. I'm making sure I stay on the move, and I'm trying to, you know, get a KO on these guys, but they eventually get me. They just overwhelmed me, and I couldn't. If I had time to heal, I probably could have won this, but I didn't have no time to really heal. They were just attacking me nonstop. Pretty sure Compressor was actually complimenting on my movement. Bro says, such wonderful movement. Yeah, I had to. I was trying. I was really trying. So, that right there is the end of this match. I got one more match coming up. At most, I might talk about what's going on in that match. I've already talked about what I wanted to today. I expressed about Kurashima's buff, and I talked about my channel. I don't really have much else to say. I'll probably just, you know, have a little bit of commentary here and there for this last match, because it is another 1v3 match. And this one is better than, you know, and this next one is better than the last one, so let's go. Alright, here we go, hopping into the last match. We're still on the old map. This time got a team of the new Shoto and All Might. New Shoto, I can't lie, a lot of people think that he's mid or bad, which that's typically the response that most skill sets get when they release. But in my honest opinion, he's super strong. Like, I played this one Shigaraki game, and I might post it if I do a Shigaraki video again or something like that, but I was playing a game with Shigaraki where it was me, Shigaraki, oh, I mean, I'm playing Shigaraki, me, Tech Dobby, and Tech Shoto. And we was just dominating the entire lobby. Like, our teamwork was on point, and that was one of the main factors to why we dominated the game. But, like, his explosions, my ground decay, and Dobby setting up traps and using his firewalls, just, it laid waste to pretty much every team we fought against. It was crazy. Tech Show is very strong. A lot of people, as I'm seeing, feel like he's very mid, you know, bad, whatever. I disagree. His beta explosion with his alpha is insane, especially if you time it correctly to get past your opponent's iframe. You know, to go ahead and get, you know, to go on wake up. It's insane. And then the combos you can do with Shoto, you could do Gamma Alpha, Gamma Beta, Beta Beta, Beta. You have a lot of combos. The beta explosion. And I found out from the YouTube video, from the Charismatic Beans video, that if you want damage on the explosion, upgrade alpha first. If you want range on the explosion, you upgrade beta. don't know about you guys, but when I get the character and I start showing him off myself, I'm upgrading beta like almost every time. I don't know why you wouldn't. Because even though it's like, oh, you're doing so much damage and you do explosion. Yeah, but the explosion is super hard to die. Do you use it? Sorry about that. I had to go ahead and cut myself off right there. I was gonna try to go ahead and match up the audio, but I had to go ahead and cut off right there. But yeah, but when you use when you use Todoroki's beta, if you max it out first and make it that much harder to dodge, you're still getting off 125 to 130 damage per explosion, and the AOE is gonna be like, you know, all for one gamma type of AOE. Like it, I think a lot of people are right now underestimating how dangerous the area of effect of that skill is. So I would probably just go ahead and like max out beta first on Todoroki, honestly. Then go alpha, then go gamma, or at the very least 444, then max out beta, alpha, gamma. Because yeah, just the damage, his range, and then his damage. Because like then once you max out his damage, then you got the range to make up for it throughout the entire match, and then you can upgrade the damage as you go along by maxing out your alpha, of course. And then by that point, you'd be having an AOE hit that is like as big as like All For One's gamma, his gamma range, and it's doing 170 every time, and it goes through walls and everything. The explosion too, like. The new Todoroki is very powerful. I think a lot of people are underestimating him because of his lack of mobility, but you play him. I'm not gonna lie. You play him correctly. That mobility doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean jack crap. Bro is still gonna go ahead and hit you with that freaking flash freeze, heat wave, and just annihilate you and your team. Like this new Shoto Todoroki is like, it's crazy to say. I'll say he's a great character if you need to 1v3 a team. It's a shame that's not gonna be the case for this video because you know playing Kurashima, and as I've already spoiled, there's a 1v3 coming up in this match. So that's another thing I like about Kurashima, in my opinion. He is a very good candidate for if you need to go ahead and 1v3 a team. If you're in a situation where you're getting jumped by multiple people, as long as you're not just sitting there eating all their attacks and damage, you can quite literally take on an entire team by yourself with this character and arguably win. Now, of course, the situation has to fit, you know, it has to fit to your advantage. You can't just sit up here and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight any and every team and I'll beat you all. No, they will definitely beat the crap out of you by that point. But if you're like end game and you got maxed out skills and everything, you can definitely 100%, you know, take on an entire team and win. I think the last match showed a very good, you know, showing of that, and this next upcoming battle, you know, here in this match is going to show a very good idea of that. I don't know what happened right there. Like, I know the shockwave in one of my attacks hit Dabi, but I don't know which one. I don't know if it was between my beta or my gamma. It was one of the two, but hey. So, yeah, I think Kurashima is one of those characters that if you're in the right situation, you can definitely take on an entire team and win. Because you got his AoE hits, you got the range of his beta and the distance he can cover. Like with all of Kurishima's moves, he does great damage. I was gonna say insane, which kinda, but like he does kinda OP damage. I can't even lie. The fact that his alpha 3 charges and he does like 200 plus damage with it. His gamma that does 190 to 210 depending on your team setup, and his beta now doing 140. It's like he's powerful. He's very powerful. He is definitely, you know, he's definitely a good character in close combat to where if I have to, that's why I think endgame is perfect for him, because by that point your opponents have nowhere to run, they have nowhere to go, so they're forced, but they have no other option than to go ahead and fight Kurashima in close combat where he excels in. And that probably what makes him much better for a, you know, a 1v3 setting. At least close to endgame. Makes it where he can literally 1v3 a team because they have very little space to run, and they're forced to pretty much face him unless they can find a way to hide and heal up and stuff. So we take out that squad. Man, that they were talking about with Avengers, and then Froppy was being an awesome support character for that team. She had to go. You had to go, Froppy. You was doing too much. So I run back into the storm to go and grab some chips so I can max out my skills. I also grabbed that revive card because I'm pretty much the only one missing revive cards. course, Shoto still needs one more, but at least he has him on standby. It wouldn't be hard for him to find just, you know, one more miscellaneous card. And from this point, we just push forward towards the other teams. Right now, we have a good little mojo slash vibe going. I let my team know that that area is dangerous because, you know, Mount Lady Giant, you don't ever really want to be stuck there. A lot of people are using Mount Lady. Well, I won't say a lot, but the people who are using Mount Lady that I'm going against, they're surprisingly going Giant more often than I expected. Like, I would have thought the HP nerf would have more so, you know, deterred Mount Ladies from just randomly using their Giant mode. But hey, I guess not. So, Ochako, man, I keep you now. She is like my kryptonite. Goodness gracious. And look, I was connecting my alpha on the way down. I know Toga was mad about that. In fact, I was just getting hits on the way down. So I'm trying to chase down Toga. I'm trying to find out where she's at, but she was not around there. I believe my All Might got Toga. I believe, yes, my All Might did. Thank you very much. So yeah, so we are about 1 minute away from endgame, from the circle closing into to endgame. And right now, this feels like a very decent match. Right now, I'm not doing too great myself, to be honest. You know, with roughly 2k damage, you know, 3 KO assists. Oh, I guess while we're talking about that, if you made it this far in the video, firstly, comment Red Riot. I really appreciate it. That lets me know how far y'all made it into the video. And if you made it this far, truly appreciate your support. But while we're on the topic of KOs and stuff like that, I just want to let y'all know, damage don't matter. Like, damage generally does not matter in this game if you're trying to rank up. What does matter is how you help out your team and getting KOs or KO assists. I don't know why Bakugo thought he was safe there, but hey, works out for me. But yeah, what matters in this game, if you're trying to rank up, you need to get KOs, KO assists, or you need to go ahead and be assisting your team with like team heals, special abilities, etc. You want to do stuff like that if you want to rank up. At least that's what I figured out. Because you could have a game where you could do like, you know, 7, 8, 9, even 10k damage. But if you don't have a KO, 2 KOs to show for it, or if you don't have 1 to 3 KOs or KO assist to show for that 10k damage is only gonna really give you like maybe 200 points, 300 points. You're not gonna get a whole lot. So I catch this Mount Lady because she was healing, so I'm like, cool, she must have little health, so I'll use the opportunity to go and get her. Couldn't follow her though, so I just focused on this Ochako right here, because she has been a pain. I'm mad that I didn't catch my full alpha right there. She would have went down if I caught full alpha right there. So now I'm trying to catch her with a mean beta, because I know she's pretty much like one shot by this point. She's in one shot territory, which is why she had to go ahead and use her plus ultra right there. Then Mount Lady went Giant, and we're in endgame, so Mount Lady being Giant is absolutely terrifying. So I play a risky move. I go into the storm, and I start using some small heals, because I'm not surviving if Mount Lady's gonna keep going Giant and just stomping everyone out. So I do that. I start healing up right here, and I believe right here is where the legendary 1v3 begins. So I'm in this bush healing. They don't know I'm here. They probably think that I'm down somewhere or something. And I just, you know, I get my shield back, I get my health back, and I take the fight straight to them. Now, you could argue right here I should have prioritized getting my players' chips, but I feel like if I did that while the storm is moving, they would have just darted me down in the storm. And I didn't want that. Plus, Todoroki is weak. He was healing. So it's like the perfect time to go and strike will be right now, where I can fight all 3 of these guys and potentially win. So I knock him into the storm, use my plus ultra, of course, get him KO'd. I start focusing down Mount Lady, because she is the next big threat on this team. Compress could melt me with his trucks, but as long as I'm in my moves, I should be able to armor through his attacks. Mount Lady, on the other hand, if she goes Giant again, it's a wrap for me. So I'm like, nah, I need to get her out the game, because I can't let her go Giant mode. She get that off, and I'm a sitting duck. So I start focusing Compress, because he started throwing trucks. And then Mount Lady still went Giant. So I'm like, okay, great, I gotta focus you. So I hop in the air to avoid her stomp, and then I smack her with a Gamma to go ahead and down her. Now right here's where I mess up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I sold. I went to the storm, I only had 100 health. 1 truck was all he needed, plus the storm damage. I sold right here. I sold the bag. If I simply just chilled in the storm or went to go get a small heal off, I probably could have won that game, to be honest. So I sold. But that also just helps show what I mean when I say that Kirishima is a, he can 1v3 in the right scenario. So that's the end of the video. Please like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. So I will see you guys in the next video.